Is 50 Cent poor?
Only one man could declare bankruptcy in court while posting a photo of himself on Instagram surrounded by stacks of cash.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place. 50 Cent action. I can't wait till I get my money right.
You made $100 million?
$4.1 billion.
Did 50 Cent bounce back from this early trouble? Rick Ross says even today 50 Cent is still poor and staying in a rented apartment.
My lawyer pull up his finance. Nah, it was bad.
Already?
Nah.
How bad?
It was bad. They made sure I wouldn't say nothing about it. I can't say no dollar figure, but it was Nah, nigga was in an apartment, 2-bedroom. I felt bad for dog.
In the early 2000s, 50 Cent became famous through his album Get Rich or Die Tryin' and earned cash from his music sales. He sold more than 20 million records, went on tours, ran the G-Unit label, signed endorsement deals, and even acted in films. But in 2007, he made a huge sum of money. He owned a share in Vitamin Water, and when Coca-Cola bought the brand, he reportedly received a payout somewhere between $40 and $100 million.
I was in the supermarket and I saw a gallon of water for $2.89, and I went further down the aisle and I seen another gallon of spring water for 59 cents. And I just know that if you put that in these two different cups that we have in front of us, that I wouldn't know the difference between what spring it came from. You know, but Poland Spring has conditioned us to spend more for their brand than the other brand that I saw. And when I got back, I told Chris at the time, me and Chris Lighty was working closely together, he was managing me, and I said, I want to sell water. And he was like what? I said, I want to sell water. He's like, to who? I said, everybody need water. Like, you know, it might have been an easier concept for him if I...
Some exaggerated reports claimed the figure was as high as $400 million, but he still earned a huge sum either way. Forbes and other outlets ranked him among hip-hop's wealthiest stars alongside Jay-Z, with his net worth said to hit $150 million by the early 2010s.
You have enough success that you start to create lifestyle around it. You don't even have bills. Like my grandmother, the first thing I did when I did the deal was I bought her a small Mercedes-Benz, like the C-Class Mercedes-Benz, and I left on a tour. That was my only expense, that car and that $800 a month apartment. And by the time I came back, I had $38 million. A journalist told me about Mike's house. I said I should buy it. Then I went and saw it and looked at it and I bought it. Because, you know, when you make $38 million, if you don't spend it, the IRS is just coming to take it anyway.
You guys still have it?
No, I sold it and gave the proceeds to charity.
Buying Mike Tyson's old mansion actually hurt 50 Cent badly. He first bought the house in 2003 for $4.1 million as a tax shelter. He put it up for sale at $18.5 million in 2007, but it stayed unsold for 12 years before he finally let it go. He finally sold it for only $2.9 million, an 84% drop from his first asking price. Keep in mind, homes usually rise in value over 15+ years. At that point, 50 Cent believed he had a winning formula for any business and could launch anything. He even started his own energy shot brand, which failed. He launched G-Unit Film Productions and a clothing line. Many of these ventures shut down fast. He also moved into boxing promotion. He thought he could handle everything, but he often spread himself thin and many plans fell apart. Between 2014 and 2015, big lawsuits hit him. He faced a $17 to $20 million suit from Sleek Audio over a headphone trade secrets dispute tied to his SMS audio brand. Back in 2010, 50 Cent teamed up with Sleek Audio to build and sell a wireless over-ear headphone called Sleek by 50. He put more than $1 million into the project. But the partnership ended in a legal fight. The two sides split, and 50 Cent built his own headphone company, SMS Audio, plus Sync by 50, and Street by 50. Sleek sued, claiming the SMS headphones copied their design and that Jackson had stolen private business plans and trade secrets. He lost that case. A settlement followed in 2016, forcing 50 Cent to pay $14.5 million to the other company. Separately, a $5 million judgment hit him over a private video he had shared online, linked to his feud with Rick Ross. On July 13, 2015, 50 Cent filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Connecticut.
So you declared bankruptcy, you said you're out of money,
And then you irritated the judge in the case because you started posting all these pictures of you that seem to indicate that you have a ton of money. You put up this picture right here of you eating a money sandwich.
Yeah. Well, I for one can tell you how you went broke. That's crazy.
You put this picture up of you opening your fridge and just finding money inside. You put up this picture. These are yours of your coffee table, which is made of money. Then you put this picture up right here, which says you're broke, spelled in money. And then this one right here, which is just cash coming out of your pants.
50 Cent has always been a master of public relations, and he knows how to twist any story to his advantage. By joking about his own financial trouble, he pulled attention away from what he was actually facing. This man always handles tough moments like this skillfully, the way he turned it into a joke.
That?
My audience doesn't understand the difference between Chapter 11 and Chapter 7.
Yeah.
When you file Chapter 11, you just really reorganize.
You're reorganizing your
it's
business.
not, I had 4 companies that had over like $3 or $4 million in each one of them. So
Right.
I can pull the money out and take those pictures.
Right.
But the courts is going, their responsibility is to make sure the debtors are paid because they've received these awards from different arbitrators and different things. And it's interesting because once you're successful and you're publicly noted, you become a target, a bullseye.
Yeah.
Like the lawyers do everything in contingent on getting something from you.
Right.
They sue you for, that.
But that still begs the question, if that's the situation, why put all that?
Oh, that's over with now, Coney. That's over.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay, all right. I'll let it go. It really makes me want to visit your home, though, and just hang out there for an hour. Walk out of there with $30,000.
Right. Could I get a Kleenex?
You're on it.
His court filings showed assets and debt somewhere between $10 and $50 million. One document listed $24 million in assets against $32 million in debts, with monthly costs as high as $108,000, funded by income from royalties and business ventures.
Is 50 Cent poor?
Poor, no. Cash poor, maybe.
Okay, so when he says, I have to file for bankruptcy, we've just heard him on a press junket. He's promoting his new film, Southpaw. And he told E! News, I'm taking the precautions that any other good business person would take in this situation. When you're successful and stuff, you become a target. I don't want to be a bullseye. I don't want anybody to pick me as the guy that they just come to with astronomical claims and go through all of that.
This wasn't a typical Chapter 7, totally broke, bankruptcy. It was something different. He teased the internet with Instagram pictures of stacks of cash while claiming poverty. Meanwhile, Forbes lowered his earlier $155 million estimate by a wide margin. His boxing promotion company also went through bankruptcy around the same period.
You don't want to go into business with fighters.
Why not? Explain that.
Their temperament is built on the way the business runs. So it's like they fight, get the money, spend the money, then fight again.
Right.
So in cycle, like they become loyal to whoever can provide for them when they're done with the money. Like, so if in that cycle, if you spent the money and then you looking around and then Al look out for you, that person is Al Heyman. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to stay loyal to Al Heyman because he keep looking out for you when you burn the money down.
He worked out a plan to repay $23 million to the people he owed. In February 2017, his bankruptcy was discharged once he paid back $22 million using his own money, and the case was finally closed.
Lawsuits happen to bosses. But what amazed me about 50, and I even feel funny about talking about another man so much, but he did call me out, and it made me actually look at things. He's been amazing to me, because he's done things I can't do. Like, he can get a lawsuit. I don't want to get sued, so I'm going to say allegedly, whatever, right? And have a judgment, but he files for bankruptcy. And then he can get on the Instagram, on the gram, and put a bunch of show money. And I'm like, how does he do that? The government would have been all over me. How could you go bankrupt and still be claiming to have money? See, when I have a judgment, I pay my judgments or, they got to find it. But I'm proud that I've never filed for bankruptcy.
Some might argue 50 Cent made a huge comeback because of his show Power, where he played a key role behind the scenes. But at the start, he actually signed a pretty poor deal.
I was receiving $17,000 to be an executive producer, to be a reoccurring character, to be almost the music supervisor, to create the theme song for the show.
You paid
$17,000 per episode. I get paid more to go to the nightclub and wave. I just wanted him to get pregnant with the idea that we have to have this baby.
So when it's $17,000 an episode, right? Just so everybody, why would you do it?
I wanted to make the show.
You wanted to tell that story.
No one in our culture has made any television, produced what.
One smart move 50 Cent made to win back a big chunk of cash was auditing his own record label, the one tied to Dr. Dre, Eminem, and that whole circle. The audit revealed they owed him millions.
50 Cent was old. 50 Cent was, it kind of went sour with him and Dre's relationship, him and Jimmy's relationship, and he kind of wanted to get off Interscope, and they didn't want to let him off. So he audited them.
It was my fifth and final album requirement for Interscope. We was in a position where we would have to do audits and go through the books and everything, and then there was conflicts in different areas. Like my album, Get Rich or Die Trying, is the largest debut in hip-hop album, and the way we sold ringtones at that point is exactly how we sell the single. The language in the contracts spoke to the same light, and the way I would be paid off a ringtone, if I argued that was the way I was to be paid off of the singles, would mean that they owed me like another $23 million maybe.
Yeah.
So we went through that process, and it took for 4 years.
He said, just let me off the label. And that's how he was able to get off the label to go be 50. Like, dog, I'm telling you, if every artist audited their label. Matter of fact, can I just say one thing that is very important to say? You want to know the thing that the labels do, the most egregious thing that they do? The distribution fee.
This man's net worth has mostly bounced back from the financial chaos of that lawsuit era. His current estimated fortune sits around $40 to $100 million again. People who understand investing often say the worst thing that can happen is getting a huge lump sum from selling a company. It makes you a target for lawsuits, and suddenly everyone wants a piece. What many didn't realize is that he arranged a repayment plan with the court, sending $23 million to creditors, while giving himself time to restructure things. The bankruptcy was discharged once he repaid $22 million in 2017. He covered it with his own money, plus a $13 to $14 million settlement, and the case was largely wrapped up. His longtime rival Rick Ross insists that 50 Cent today is finished and broke, claiming he doesn't truly own anything he's involved in now, including the Power franchise he's promoting in the Diddy documentary.
History with you and 50, is it better now? You guys now friends? Like, do you guys talk now, or is it still no relationship?
Nah, homie Wash, we've never been cool.
From day one?
No.
This is a big business you guys are a part of. You guys are two of the heavyweights in the business.
I mean, what is there to talk about?
A lot of things to talk about. History, the beef.
What kind of history? That he couldn't dress? That's all I used to tell him. Yo, you can't dress. You're not really getting no money. You don't own your masters. Eminem saved you. Dr. Dre saved you. All the big names. Rose did it himself. I came in through slip and slide. I had to build this myself. And I'm not speaking down on him because he live in a 2-bedroom apartment, but...
He lives in a 2-bedroom apartment?
2-bedroom. Catch the alley hoop now. You gotta win by Yama, this bitch.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yes, he does. And if he does, what does that say about him? Come on now. Just the alley hoop. Come on now. What does it say about him?
You're saying 50 lives in a 2-bedroom. He just did a big documentary on Diddy that blew up. It was a #1 documentary for like weeks.
They just use him. They'll put his name on there, give him $10K, and that's it. He don't own any of that.
Of course, if you're familiar with this feud, you already know that Rick Ross and 50 Cent rarely say kind words about each other, and 50 Cent has fired back and thrown his own jabs at Rick Ross many times.
What is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I spend it to you, right? Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered further. You see TMZ is a 50 Cent said this is going to be bad for Irv Gotti's career. I get covered across the board. Yeah. They get covered on the hip hop blogs. Oh, okay. It is what it is. Yeah. And you watch because I have nothing else to say. You just see it happen periodically as it goes. Yeah. You know, you see that big white elephant, that property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs. Yeah. We know what they can give you. They can't pay you more than they can pay you because the room can't hold enough people for them to give you the money to stay there.
Speaking of money, 50 Cent once filed a $2 million copyright lawsuit against Rick Ross. The case centered on Ross using a 30-second instrumental sample from 50 Cent's song In the Club on one of his mixtapes. However, the lawsuit was thrown out, and even after 50 Cent appealed, Rick Ross won again.
You know, cease and desist ain't never been nothing we been big on in lawsuits, shit like that. 50 Cent sued me before. We beat his ass, kicked him to sleep in court, sent him back home. He was poor. When we pulled up his banking accounts, I felt bad for him, I really did. But, you like that? Go ahead and laugh. Look at the camera. Let the camera see it. Hey, let the camera. 50, they laughing at you. Make sure y'all Google that to see what that shit went like. I kicked dog to sleep. But I made my lawyer pull up his finance. It was bad.
Already?
How bad? It was bad. They made sure I wouldn't say nothing about it. I can't say no dollar figure, but it was nigga was in an apartment, 2-bedroom. I felt bad for dog. I was like, damn. I know niggas that bought a 2-bedroom just for their puppies and shit. Guess not. You gotta hustle hard.
He even took a famous shot, asking, if you're so rich, why are you mowing your own lawn? These two clearly won't be making peace anytime soon.
3 year squatter, holding on to the leg of the chair that they move. But that's what it is. It's just a part of presentation. Yeah. Come on, bro. You can see this. You don't need me to say this. You know this. Yeah. Look at it. What kind of rich nigga cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Let me ask you
the AC broken in the motherfucker.
Let me ask you this.
At first, 50 Cent wasn't making much from Power, but everything changed in 2018 when he signed a massive 4-year, multi-series deal with Starz worth an estimated $150 million. After that Starz deal ended in 2022, he shifted his production company over to Fox. As a true legend, 50 Cent staged a major comeback by getting smarter with his money and actually learning how finances work. So was he ever truly broke? Not really, he was simply restructuring his business finances, and his personal account still held money, so he never actually hit rock bottom. In a way, 50 Cent was brilliant in how he used bankruptcy and then rebuilt from it.
Did you know 50 Cent was paying his baby mama nearly $500,000 a year in child support? That's $40,000 every single month. But instead of being grateful, she told him this isn't enough. So 50 took it to family court. And here's the twist. The judge ruled against her and cut the payments down to just $6,700 a month. From $40,000 to $6,000.
Now that 50 Cent has reached 50 years old, he's grown a lot and says he's mostly satisfied with life. He's experienced all the luxuries and feels happy with what he's working on today. His fortune has largely been rebuilt thanks to Power's success and other projects, along with a solid deal in his music career.
I've reached the point where I don't have anything that I want that I don't have, so I don't know what the rush is to get to that point. I bought every car that I wanted to 2 or 3 times. Bought them, put them back, the newer versions came. Put them back. That's just the success from 03, and it habits within lifestyle. If you're earning a decent amount of money, if you don't spend it, they're just going to take it. When I said they, I mean the IRS. If it was a person that you could point to, you go, well, why did you change your mind and decide you want 58% of all my money? Like, what is going on? And it even will make you adjust where you decide to lay your head. Common sense would say if you don't need the things that are right there, they're going to change where high net worth people are staying. They'll move to territories that are more fitting for their life and stability of them continuing to function on the level they're on, instead of staying in a place that is not offering you anything better or anything bigger as an
One thing we always point out here on FameX when we cover stories like this is how different the starting point can be. Someone reaching 100 million after starting with absolutely nothing, with no help at all, is already an incredible story. And if you can fall down and still rebuild massive wealth years later, you're truly in a great position.
And you know 50 is crazy. He don't like fucking nobody.
Yeah, he don't fuck
That
with
motherfucker's crazy.
Nah, he is.
But it's different, man. You still got your mother and father?
Yeah.
You still got your mother and father?
Yeah.
Imagine your mother dying and you don't know your father.
Yeah.
So me and his life is different. My father made it to 80. My mom's is 79. Some people don't got a mother and father. We the fortunate ones. Because 50 didn't have that.
Right. That's really a fact.
His mom's, God bless the dead,
That's a fact.
and never knew who his pops